Jim, first of all, we'll start with Ethan Brierley, if that's all right. He's obviously been a long noise outside of him and the club and what's going on. Then Blackburn have put this statement out saying that they're going to try and sign him ASAP. What can you say?
Yeah, well, again, it's not ideal the way the situation went on deadline day. We were talking about having a bit of money to spend to bring a couple in, and obviously we have got one or two in, but unfortunately that deal's broke down. So again, I've been honestly just put a lot of my energies into Saturday's game. Spoke to the board yesterday around it. We're more on messages really, and we've come in today and we've got on with the job at hand, which is trying to prepare for a big game for us on Saturday. So the statement's come out, which I was aware that was going to come out today. So that's it from my end. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's closed, but it's still up in the air as well. So
he played Saturday for you as well. He's going to be an important player between now and the end of the season now. Then.
Yeah, listen, Ethan's a good player. He's a good footballer. Obviously, he's only a young lad, and I know the fans like him. He's a local lad, etc. He cares. It's his club. He's a home. He's a supporter of the club. He's got to come up in some areas, but there's no doubt he's a good footballer. It's been hard for me to put him in the side, because ultimately, you can put him in the side and he gets a serious injury. A dream move could cost him a dream move into a well-run championship club who could potentially be a Premier League club again soon. So, there's a lot to take into consideration with regards to the lad's dreams and aspirations, where he wants to play. Anyone would be excited by that, and Ethan's no different. But if we played them while we're waiting to see what Blackburn, or not so much Blackburn, but we played him in that situation, obviously, we've got to think of the player. His head's all over the show. Is he staying? Is he coming? Again, he's Rochdale through and through. He's on the doorstep. He feels it. And, it's not an ideal situation the way it's gone for all parties, for Blackburn, for us, for the player, more so for the player himself. But you come to a stage where, you can see it fizzling out, and obviously we've got to think about ourselves. So that was the decision we took last week, was to put him back into the team. And again, he'll play this Saturday, so he done quite well last Saturday. He got us playing, something that we need to do better. And all we're focusing on now is Saturday's game with Ethan Brierley on our side. So, what will happen with Blackburn and where we go from here, I don't know. So that's the honest answer. All I've got to do is focus on Saturday's game.
You got a point, an improvement, but like you've been saying since a week now, you need 3, and the games are starting to run out.
100%, yeah. In my opinion, again, could and should have been 3 on Saturday. We've started really well. We've hit the bar. The keeper's made 2 unbelievable saves in the first couple of minutes. After that spell, the game was a little bit nip and tuck. Second half, we've tried to change something to get us up the field. There was a bit of a wind, etc. But we didn't defend our box well enough again, which again, something that we've spoke about, we've worked on, we've shown them. You can't have a left wing back going in on the post and putting his head on a 5'10", something like that, and putting on the back of our net. So that was disappointing, but the good thing is we battled back. We kept going, we kept asking questions. We deservedly got back on level terms, and even before the 10 men, we were asking questions of them, but we had enough of the ball and it got us enough good areas and 1 or 2 good opportunities to go and take the 3 points, which would have given us a massive lift. But the positives are there were some good performances. We got a point, we come from behind. But as you said, ultimately, points at this stage are no good to us. We've got to be all out to get 3. So I still think we haven't had the points return that we've deserved for one reason or another. Certainly in the last 8 games or so, we've played a lot of the top sides, but we come with the likes of Crew, obviously haven't had a successful season themselves. I thought we were worthy of 3 points, but we got the 1. And then that's what you do. You take what you're given and you move on and try and win the next one. That's what we'll try and do at the weekend.
You have the system changed in the last few weeks. How pleased are you with and quite settled down in certain ways? Gone to the back 3. You obviously brought Ethan back in. How pleased are we with that core that you've got after perhaps having some of those January signings settle in, and I guess you're kind of giving them an opportunity now to say, look, it's down to you as a starting 11 and the bench to obviously to keep us up.
Yeah, of course, and it's strange that people think that we've been playing 4 because of the attack-mindedness of Toby Malaka. We've actually played 3 at the back, but Toby's been that attack-minded, and we've worked on things where he'll go and link up with the player ahead of him, and you know, I think it was the game recently, 35 crosses into the box, and Toby had put 12 of them in from right side centre half. So, you know, we've worked on stuff because I think Toby's come in and been absolutely brilliant. He's, you know, defensively he's been rock solid. Offensively looks a threat. He gets a shot in on goal every game. He's hit the bar recently. Unfortunately, hit the bar twice and went on for a corner instead of coming this side of the bar and going in the net or going onto someone's head. But he's been a really good signing for us. But yeah, we've tweaked certain things how we play, but we've had to do that. It's easy for me to, you know, to come and go, well, we haven't won, let's change 7 of the 11 and try something different. You know, but ultimately, if you're not winning games, you've got to do certain things to try and break that cycle. So where we're at the minute is no one, you know, not many are nailing down that position. You know, we've been a little bit inconsistent. We haven't been good enough. The results reflect that. But as I say, it can we just take 9, 8 out the side and put another 9 and 8 in and hope it works. You get caught in all different scenarios, and you know, there's a lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes, looking over the opposition on Tuesday night, looking at what the strengths and weaknesses are. You know, we're never geared up just to cover up against opposition's weaknesses, but you've got to find areas that we've worked on today where we can exploit their weaknesses and go and give us opportunities of scoring goals, and that's what we've done today. We've identified areas that we can do that. Every team does have weaknesses, every team has strengths as well, so you know, we've just got to keep working hard, and whether we tweak 1 or 2 within the system, I think it's just more so, it's not so much about systems and tactics and subs and things like that. It's ultimately finding a way of winning games. That's where we are at the minute. Running hard, trying to get the better of your opposite number, trying to affect the final third, trying to have some end product, trying to test the keeping, you know, create opportunities and score goals. And at the other end, you know, do what we've been lacking to give us a better chance to build that foundation from the back through the side. And you know, we have had Achilles heels that we've worked on, and some of them show up now and then, some of them are consistent, constant you know, weakness throughout the season. So that's football for me at the minute where we're at. You know, it wouldn't bother me if we took a scabby 1-0 win if we played badly, you know, because again, I keep saying it, I can't remember, but I haven't done it since I've been here, coming off and saying we've been absolutely battered there, but nicked a 1-0 or something like that, 1 shot on target or whatever it is. Within every game, the stats physically are stacking up. You know, in the games we're not that far away, but ultimately we haven't won enough games, so we've got to find a way, and find a way quickly. So Saturday's no different, doesn't matter what team goes out, what formation. We just have that mentality that it's a cup final, it's all or nothing, and see what we can do. It's a tough game, and then we'll move on to the next one.
It is, you know, the points gap, I think, is stretched to 6 since we last spoke, but I guess 1 win, it could give you that belief that it is possible. It would be a great escape. As some are saying, it would be a miracle at this stage, but you've got to give it everything, haven't you?
100%, yeah. I've seen teams come from further behind than this. You know, I think it was Michael Flynn when he went to Newport years ago. 1 win can change the whole dynamics of a group. You can, you know, where the fans can understand the frustrations of the club, made the players. That's football. It is what it is. I'm an Evertonian. I'm concerned about my own team as well. You know, but I get behind them. I support them, and that's what, you know, our fans have got to continue to do. And as I say, it goes from a little bit of doom and gloom, or a bit of negativity, or a few shouts, you know, from the terraces, to suddenly, you know, if we go and win a game, it can change on its head in a moment. You know, in 1 moment within that game, you know, as I say, it might be a fluky goal, or a rub of the green one, or a smash and grab. You get a result, and then suddenly everyone's looking forward to the next game. The gap will naturally close, and then it just galvanises everyone. So we've got to cling on to that hope and work extremely hard just to try and break that cycle, get that win that suddenly it can do wonders in football. you know, 3 points can give you the right boost, and you never know what's around the corner. So that's what we're doing. We think about that. We put all our energies into the next game. We don't look too far ahead. I'm not particularly, you know, interested in looking at the table, because I think again that can bring more onto you. And just bung it all out to win the game on Saturday. If we can do that, as I say, great. It will give us the shot in the arm that we need. If we don't, you know, we've got to pick ourselves up and try and get the next one as soon as we can, because, as you say, games are ticking by, and sooner rather than later we've got to get a win or two on the board just to close that gap and pull a few teams back into us and put a little bit of pressure on them. But, you know, confident, positive, some good stuff last weekend, decent enough week. You know, we'll be set come Saturday afternoon.